And I'm going to introduce someone now who's like Jimmy Johnson. He has his foot on the accelerator. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce North Carolina's Lieutenant Governor, Walter Dalton. Prior to his election as Lieutenant Governor in 2008, Walter Dalton served 6 terms in the North Carolina Senate, where he was known for his ability to find common sense solutions to tough problems facing our state. He was consistently ranked as one of the body's most effective members. Lieutenant Governor Dalton's depth on various subjects and passion for action knows no bounds. He's a long-standing champion for education. He authored the Innovative Schools Act, which led to the redesigned high schools and the award-winning Learn and Earn program. He's a champion for better working conditions and higher pay for teachers. He's a visionary leader when it comes to the intersection of education and economic development. This vision led to his leadership of the Jobs Commission, which stands for Joining Our Businesses and Schools. The commission traveled the state last year listening to local voices about relating education and economic vitality in areas of the state. He's also a champion for business. Having built his own successful legal practice, he's adept at putting forth policies that help businesses grow. His practical experience has been utilized in crafting everything from R&D tax credits to health insurance support for small businesses to thoughtful trade policy. He's a champion for the environment, led the effort to make the Chimney Rock area a state park. And he's a champion husband and father, proud of the public service achievements of his wife Lucille, who was North Carolina School Board Member of the Year in 1998. Tonight, by delivering keynote remarks at this event, he again displays his commitment to preparing the children of North Carolina to thrive now and in the future. It's an honor for me, and please help me welcome our Lieutenant Governor, Walter Dalton.
Thank you. Joe, thank you so much for that very kind introduction. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it myself. First time I've ever been compared to Jimmy Johnson, and probably the last. But I also want to thank you for the invitation to be with you, and thank Joe Ferdozo for the great leadership he gives North Carolina, not only at MCNC, but he's the key guy behind our e-learning initiative. We're proud in North Carolina. We have more online courses than any other state. All of our 115 LEAs are connected along with our community colleges and our universities, and also our private colleges and universities. We're very proud of that. Myra Best is in the audience tonight. She and Joe and the governor, Governor Perdue, worked on that and have done tremendous things. So I thank them for that, but also leadership in the North Carolina STEM Collaborative. Joe and Carl Rectanus have done tremendous work. They sit as advisory to that Jobs Commission he talked about, and we are very much focused on STEM. And they are our go-to people. When we have STEM issues and we're going to talk about STEM, we want them there because they do such great work. They do great work. You know they do great work when you go into Lenore County, North Carolina, and you see a billboard that says, "Got STEM." You drive down the streets of Kinston there in Lenore County, and there's some people here. I saw Tom Vermillion and Rita Spence, and you see these yard signs, "Got STEM." They could be on the ballot and get elected this year in Kinston. In Davie County, they launch a STEM initiative, and 400 people fill an auditorium like this, feeling good about STEM and feeling good about their community. In Fort Bragg, getting 11 counties around Fort Bragg to collaborate and work together. And we're not going to do anything if we cannot work together, but to get 11 counties in that area to come together to say, we've got STEM and we know it's important, and we're going to work toward that end to make sure our students have those opportunities. And now in Watauga and Ashe County, they have a STEM collaborative beginning there. Pam Lewis and Henry Doss are working on that up there. And in the Rowan Cabarrus area, which has unique assets with the New Kannapolis campus there, they're working on a STEM collaborative there, Carol Spalding and Marjorie Bimbo. So there are people in this audience that are involved in that. I want to congratulate you too, but again, thank Joe for his great leadership and all that he and Carl are doing to change North Carolina, to change the way we are doing education, and to make North Carolina better. I told you Joe was a smart man. He's a smart man because he mentioned my wife. That is always a very good thing to do. Lucille and I are very honored and pleased to be with you. She is a former teacher. Her concentration was in math. After our children came along, she left teaching and became a school board member. And as he said, in 1998, she was North Carolina's School Board Member of the Year. Now, if you want to test a marriage, get on the ballot with your spouse. We did that in 1998. I was running for the North Carolina Senate. She was running for school board. There were Dalton signs everywhere, almost as many as they had STEM in Kinston. The election returns are coming in on the cable TV, and she's the most competitive person. She leans forward. She says, I can't believe I didn't win that precinct by more than that. I leaned forward. I said, don't worry about it, babe. I said, those are my returns. She leaned forward again. She looked at it. She says, well, that's not too bad. But she is absolutely great. I will tell you, our two children did live through all of that, having two parents that were involved in politics. It gives them a unique perspective. When I was running for the North Carolina Senate, we were riding up to a fundraiser, and my son was dating a young lady. I'd never met her. She's in the back seat. She said, Senator Dalton, do you have a campaign song? I said, no, I've never thought about having a campaign song. My son popped up and says, what about What Kind of Fool by the Tams? But we are pleased to be here tonight. I bring you greetings on behalf of the state of North Carolina, and I give you our thanks for all that you do. For those of you who are visiting North Carolina, I understand there's some people from out of state. We certainly welcome you. We trust you will enjoy your visit to our state. It's a beautiful state. We hope you spend a lot of money. Our economy could use it, but we thank you for being here. I understand that there are state and national leaders here tonight in STEM. Angela Baber of the National Governors Association is here. There are representatives from various foundations and philanthropists, and there are business leaders here. That alone shows that STEM education is important, that STEM is critical, to have those people in the room. I too want to thank our sponsors, Battelle and Gates, for making a difference in North Carolina and making a difference in our nation. It's absolutely critical, and I thank you. To NC, and Joe, certainly thank you for the sponsorship. North Carolina is very fortunate to have had some great educational leaders. Governor Jim Hunt established a national reputation for education, and our current governor has continued that tradition in leadership and education and moving North Carolina forward with her Ready, Set, Go initiative to make sure every student is career or college ready. Our elected superintendent, Dr. June Atkinson, and Dr. Bill Harrison, head of our State Board of Education. Sam Houston, who you will hear from in just a minute. Now, there's some people from Texas here, I understand, tonight. Well, this is our Sam Houston, and we're very proud of him. I want to congratulate Sam. His organization recently received a United States Department of Education grant. And again, Myra Best, all those people worked to allow North Carolina to be one of the states that received the Race to the Top grant. We're very proud of that. We're looking forward to that. We're excited about that. Because of their work and because of the generosity of many people in this room, North Carolina is moving forward. The graph on NAEP math is where we want it to be. Our fourth graders had only 4 states in front of it in math last time. Our eighth graders, not quite as good. We had 14 states in front of us, but still such an improvement from years past. With the work of the NC STEM Collaborative and some of the things we're doing with the New Schools Project, we're trying to take innovative approaches to education. We're building more community support. We're working on after-school programs in the arts and with communities and schools and others. I mentioned distance learning. We're very proud of what Joe has been able to do, and Myra with the e-learning commission. I chair that also. Very proud of that. Professional development, both in person and online. We're pleased with some of the things that are going on, but we have to do more. When I was growing up, I was a great New York Yankees fan. I loved Yogi Berra. Now, Yogi had a way with words. Yogi, one phrase he had was, the future isn't what it used to be. Well, only Yogi Berra could put it that way, but that is true. It's certainly true in North Carolina, and I think it's true in the nation. 10 years ago, North Carolina's economy was based about 38% in manufacturing. Today, it's a little less than 15%. Across the nation, if you look at 1950, 65% of the workforce was unskilled. 15% was skilled, 20% was professional. There's been a 180-degree shift today. 65% in today's workforce will need skills, technical skills, 2-year degrees at least. 15% will get away with being unskilled and 20% professional. I have always said that education is market-driven. When North Carolina was a manufacturing economy, our businesses didn't care as much about academic performance. If there was a 35% dropout rate, that meant cheaper labor coming into the textile mill. They were looking for athletic ability and dexterity and strength. Now, the paradigm has shifted. They say we've got to have a better product. Our economy now is knowledge-based. We have to do more. Well, we do have to do more. But I also tell Lou Ebert and those businesses that means you have to do more too. You have to work with education, not just criticize it. Unfortunately, when we were in that manufacturing economy, so many of the parents had not gotten a high school education. If you look at the graphs, you'll see sometimes that kids are improving and do pretty well till about middle school. And people say, well, why do they fall off in middle school? Is it hormones? Well, there's hormones everywhere in the world. Part of it is that those parents didn't have a high school education, and given time, they can't perform much better than that, so they can't help their child. We have to step up and make sure that all students are ready for this knowledge-based economy. The future has changed, and we have to change with it. In 2003, I tried to help a little bit with something called the Innovative Education Act in North Carolina, redesigning schools, working on an early college movement. You're familiar, I'm sure, with the early colleges. 5-year programs. You enter the 9th grade, and it's like a charter in that it's a collaboration between an institution of higher education, a community college or university, public or private, and the public school. You're allowed to bring in a business partner. We encourage business partners. And you focus on a 5-year degree. You do it in 5 years. It would normally take you 6. You up the rigor. You accelerate the learning. You save parents money because they get 2 years of college free. But most importantly, we hope we are preparing our children for the 21st century economy. 50% of our students in that program are first-generation college. Harvard has given us an award for innovation in education. The New York Times, about 4 months ago now, said North Carolina's early college model is a model for the nation. We have 1/3 of the early colleges in the nation, 10,500 students in that today, 71 schools. The dropout rate is almost 0 in that. And the Jobs Commission, which stands for Joining Our Businesses and Schools, is trying to get more of those businesses to partner. Rick Davis from Spirit Arrow is here in the Kinston area, and there are others that are involved in that. We want to brand these schools. I mean, I'm talking about if it's a university logo or some unique brand that we have that's going to stand for excellence. So when you see it, just like you see a Chase Manhattan symbol, you know that there's something there significant. That will do several things. One, in the rural areas in particular, but anywhere, it's going to heighten the expectations of students. They're going to see that brand, and they're going to know it means something, and it means excellence, and it's something to aspire for. As you talk about economic development, and when companies come to your area, and they look at that, and they say, well, I know what that is. What is NC State or Duke University doing here? Well, we have a STEM initiative here linked to that great university. I think that's going to impress companies that may come to North Carolina and beyond. As a Jobs Commission, we recommended 3 new initiatives this year some were ongoing. An agri-science school joining this STEM initiative with the largest business in North Carolina, agribusiness, and bringing different communities together as they've done with the STEM collaborative to get people to work together and to provide the right synergy. One around the grand challenges of engineering. I think I see Pam Townsend back there who's on the Jobs Commission. The engineers of North Carolina have very much supported that along with the electrical industry. And at Duke University, we are fostering a program in the life sciences. We're excited about that. We're excited about that because just as Carl and Joe said, STEM is a part of everything we do today and everything all of our students will do and all of our workers will do. It's in building, it's in auto mechanics, it's in landscaping,